Okay, let's just dive right into this highly requested topic. Welcome to our visual explainer, where we are going to build your very own completely gravity-fed watering system.
Seriously, are you looking to revolutionize your garden with a foolproof irrigation system that saves time, water, and effort? Well, stay tuned as we unveil the step-by-step guide to mastering drip irrigation with just a simple barrel setup.
To make sure you can confidently tackle this whole DIY project without feeling overwhelmed, we've broken this explainer down into 6 logical sections: introduction and benefits, materials and tools needed, preparing and connecting the barrel, network setup, testing and adjustments, and finally, maintenance and winterizing.
Starting off with Section 1, Introduction and Benefits. Let's look at why this simple barrel setup is practically a magic weapon for both weekend gardeners and serious homesteaders.
The difference here is pretty profound. Think about a traditional sprinkler. It's kind of like shouting into a massive crowd, right? So much of that water just gets lost to the wind, or evaporates, or goes to weeds that definitely don't need it. But a drip system? It's like whispering directly into a plant's ear. Just a slow, steady, intimate conversation right at the root zone. And because your plants are just slowly sipping that moisture, instead of desperately gulping it down during a sudden flood, you minimize all that surface evaporation. The result? You're looking at a massive water savings of up to 70% compared to conventional watering. 70%. That's huge.
But it gets better. Beyond just saving water, delivering moisture strictly to the root zone literally starves the weeds hiding between your rows. Plus, your plant's leaves stay completely dry, which is a game changer for preventing fungal diseases. Add in the fact that this gravity-fed setup uses zero electricity, and man, you are saving yourself from lugging heavy watering cans around every single evening.
Moving on to Section 2, materials and tools needed. Now, since we aren't relying on an electrical pump here, getting your gravity system to actually work relies heavily on picking the right gear.
So let's talk hoses. If you've got orchard trees spaced far apart, blank LDPE pipes let you punch your own custom holes exactly where you need them. But if you're dealing with tight vegetable rows like tomatoes or peppers, pre-spaced drip tape is your absolute best friend. For these standard gravity setups, a drip tape with built-in emitters spaced about 20 to 30 centimeters apart, putting out around 2 liters per hour, is really the sweet spot.
You're also going to need some specific hardware. And here's a crucial tip about your water source. If you just plop your barrel flat on the ground, you'll only get an agonizingly slow trickle. No good. You've got to raise that barrel on a solid platform at least 1 to 1.2 meters high. That height is exactly what generates the gravity pressure you need to push water all the way to the end of your lines.
All right, Section 3, Preparing and Connecting the Barrel. Let's roll up our sleeves and see how all this turns into a functioning, leak-proof water source.
First things first, give that barrel a really good clean. Next, you'll drill a hole for your brass fitting. Now pay attention here, because drilling that hole 5 to 10 centimeters above the bottom is a major pro tip. Why not right at the absolute bottom? Because bumping it up slightly creates a built-in sediment trap. Any mud or heavy junk will settle below the tap, meaning it won't instantly get sucked in and clog up your brand new filter.
Okay, so the tap is in. Now, the order you attach your external connections is absolutely critical. You have to do it exactly in this sequence. Timer goes first, then your backflow preventer, followed by the disc filter to catch any floating debris, then the pressure regulator, and finally, the adapter for your main hose. Trust me, if you scramble this order, you risk blowing out your filter or completely ruining your timer.
So, the barrel is prepped and ready to go. Let's jump to Section 4, Network Setup. Time to actually lay out the pipes across your garden beds.
Because gravity is doing all the heavy lifting here. Keeping your main pipe as straight as humanly possible is essential. Every single sharp corner, elbow, or T-junction you throw in there creates internal friction, and friction steals your precious water pressure. Try to run your main line straight down the edge of your garden. Use simple starters to shoot straight drip tapes down the rows and peg them down firmly so the emitters are hovering right where they belong, directly over the roots.
Moving right along into Section 5, Testing and Adjustments. I know it's tempting to just flip the switch and walk away, but hold your horses. Testing is mandatory. You really want to avoid a super common rookie mistake here. Do not cap the ends of your hoses right away. Always, always turn the water on and flush those open lines first. If you cap them immediately, all the dirt, little bugs, and tiny plastic shavings from cutting the pipes get shoved straight into your microscopic emitters. You'll permanently clog them on day one, and nobody wants that.
Okay, once everything is flushed out and properly capped, run a quick manual test burst. Actually walk the entire line from the barrel to the very last plant. Keep an eye out for any leaks at the joints, just hand tighten the fittings or throw on a little Teflon tape to get a perfectly waterproof seal. Seriously, even a tiny drip at the barrel connection can drain your entire water supply overnight.
And finally, Section 6, Maintenance and Winterizing. Let's cover how to keep things running smoothly, and more importantly, how to prep your system for freezing weather so your hard work actually survives until spring. Basic physics, right? Water expands when it freezes. That makes winterizing the single most important word for any gardener. If you accidentally leave water sitting in those rigid plastic valves and timers over the winter, they will literally shatter from the inside out.
So, make sure to follow these 4 phases. First, drain your barrel completely dry. Second, unscrew your timer and filter and bring them inside the house. Third, if you're using an air compressor to blow out the leftover water in any underground lines, please wear your safety glasses. And fourth, pop the end caps off your hoses so any leftover condensation has an easy way out.
If this visual explainer has empowered you to ditch those heavy watering cans and finally build your own gravity system, we'd absolutely love for you to hit that subscribe button. Share this with your fellow homesteading friends and definitely drop your own garden layout questions in the comments below.
Just a quick professional disclaimer here. The layout rules we just went over are based on general best practices. Definitely make sure you follow local guidelines or consult a plumbing expert if you're ever integrating this kind of stuff into municipal water lines or more complex scenarios.
Now that you have the ultimate blueprint for a self-watering oasis, the only question left to ask yourself is this. With all the hours of free time and physical energy you'll save, what incredible new crops will you plant in your perfectly irrigated, self-maintaining garden next season? Get out there, start building, and happy gardening!